Welcome, everybody. YUHSD High School District Governing Board meeting number 70. Please rise, and Board Member Craddock will lead us with the Pledge of Allegiance. Very well, you may be seated. Again, welcome, and we're going to start off today with a notice of public hearing, which is the notice are hereby given to the general public that a governing board of YUHSD High School District number 70 will convene a public hearing open to the public, which is today. And who's going to take care of this one? Okay, it's all yours.
How about now?
Perfect.
All right. Good evening, Governing Board President, Board members, Associate Superintendents. My name is Brenda Higuera, I'm the Director of Finance, and I am here to talk about our budget revision for this fiscal year 23-24. The purpose of a budget revision is, as you know, we brought the adopted budget in July, and that was based on figures, student counts before we have students in school. And it didn't account for our carryover. So now that we have those and the AFR is done, then we did a budget revision that will reflect the carryover and then the student count increase. And the main changes to our M&O, our maintenance and operations budget, we had a carryover of about 11.1 million that is now added to our budget. So our new budget will be 97,948,243. And then for our capital budget, our carryover was roughly about 12.4 million. And so our new budget amount for that is 20,404,107. With this carryover, also, it's important to know that this will help with the development of some projects at Somerton High School and Yuma High School, like the science labs. And then in May, we will bring another revision with more updated numbers. Any questions?
Anybody have any questions? We're still looking. Yes.
On the estimated full-time employees, certified employees, this is the correct number, the 537? On page 2.
We didn't make any changes to that, so that is the same amount, the figure that we use for our budget.
As of now?
Mm-hmm.
We're growing.
Ms. Craddock, anything? Yeah. Mr. Gonzalez, anything else?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay. I'm still looking.
Okay.
Very well. Very well, we all got a chance to look at it. Then we will entertain a motion to accept the budget review.
I motion to accept the budget review.
Second,
Motion by Board Member Craddock, and
I think just information.
We vote later in the meeting.
Yeah,
okay, got it. Oh, true. Okay, then to adjourn the meeting. We need a motion to adjourn.
so move.
We have a motion to adjourn, a second by Board Member Craddock.
Second?
In favor to adjourn? Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, meeting adjourned. Now we move on to the regular meeting. It's 5:15. We will now proceed with the regular board meeting. It is the holidays. Everybody wants to get home. Very well. Now we get started with the board members that may have discussions about conferences, visitations, legislation, and special recognition, donations, etc. Anything from the board members?
I do.
Yes, yes, Mr.
I just want to
Gonzalez.
say that it's going to be, this is our last meeting for the year, and I believe we have been blessed, not only as a board, but as a whole, you know, the staff and everybody else. Us, because we haven't pretty much missed any meetings at all throughout the whole year. You know, we have always have a quorum. Not only that, but we had attended several, if not, you know, tens of work sessions, and we all been there. And also, we also attended the law conference, and pretty much everybody was there. And also, we had a lot of administrators. That was a big plus. But I just want to thank staff and the board as well to work together with us. And I really appreciate what you do with the kids, for our kids, and sort of the board. So I just want to thank you for that, and hopefully next year is going to be much, I mean, you know, we have had a lot of ups and downs, but at the end of the end, you know, we're a team, so we pull it out, but next year is going to be better. So thank you.
All right, thank you. Anybody else? No? Very well, we'll proceed. Superintendent's report. So Mr. Brienz is out, so it's all yours.
Did you want me to continue?
Well, maybe it's a good time to let Mr. Bosch, maybe give him some experience. Mr. Bosch, would you like to take over?
Would you like him to run the meeting this evening?
Would you like to?
No,
Yeah.
no.
Well, I guess he doesn't want to, so.
All right. well,
All right,
then.
it's all yours. We're just giving you a chance.
Along with our Governing Board President Lara, along with what Governing Board Gonzalez shared, we are nearing the end of our first semester. On Friday, we will conclude the semester. Celebration Vista will have their graduation on tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock at Snyder Auditorium. But as we end the first semester, you have heard from our students about their achievements in and outside of the classroom. These achievements are a testament to the hard work, the dedication, and the collaboration of the students and staff at Yuma Union High School District. And we thank you for your support and look forward to a successful second semester. And that concludes the superintendent's report.
Any recognitions?
That was it.
That was it. All right. Information items, 3.1, budget update, overview, 2023, 2024.
Hello, it's me again. This is for our internal budget. As of December 1st, please note that the budgeted amounts that we go off of for this budget are going to be the ones before the revision. Once you approve the revision, then we'll update these, and the next month will reflect those new budget amounts. Okay, in our first page, the maintenance and operation budget, you'll have our salaries and our fixed expenditures. If you go to page 2, you'll see our M&O budgets by departments, and then at the bottom, you'll see the grand total. So our budgeted amount was $87,082,845. We have spent so far $28,106,643, about 32%. For our capital budget, you see there also our different departments. The total budget amount was $7,921,274. Spent as of December 1st, $2,164,446, about 27%. And then our monthly students activities fund report. The ending cash balance for those schools is $765,673.88. And then to date, for our school year, the balance is $43,531.59. Any questions?
Anybody have any questions? I have a quick question here. This is just out of curiosity. where it says warehouse and purchasing.
Yes.
Well, what exactly is that?
That is our consortium that we have with District 1 for our warehouse and our procurement department.
That's something that's shared with them. Okay.
Yes. We have an IGA with District 1. They service both
Right.
districts.
I remember. Okay. Anybody else have any other questions? No? Okay, we're good to go. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. 3.2, Points of Pride, Cibola High School.
I can speak to that real quick just to introduce these guys. If you recall, the last meeting we had, we introduced principals and had them come up here and just talk about some academic accolades and things that are going on in their school that really have a positive impact on student outcomes. And it's a busy month. Was reluctant to bring them in at a December board meeting, but they're troopers. So tonight we have Mr. Semler and Mr. Fritz here to talk to you guys. So thank you.
Reluctant is a strong word. He told me I had to be here tonight. Good evening, everybody. Welcome, or thanks for welcoming us. My name is Corey Semler. I'm the principal at Cibola High School, and just really excited to be able to share some of the great things we've had going on this year. So just a quick snapshot, some quick hitters here. Our current enrollment, we're a little over 2,500. We're really proud to offer 32 sections of AP courses. That's a big improvement for us. Even though we had a lot in the past, we are actually piloting AP pre-calculus for our district. So we introduced another math course that's available to all our students. And this just goes to show that we're really trying to challenge our students and provide that academic rigor and providing them more opportunities to challenge themselves. CTE programs, we have 13 of those. And another proud number that we're happy to share, this semester alone, we have over 600 concurrent credits being attempted by our students. So those concurrent credits are the ones that they're also maybe going out to AWC to earn college credit or taking online courses through other colleges and universities. And then our graduation and dropout rate, steadfast, pretty consistent with the rest of our district with, being above the state average, but 93.4% grad rate and just about a 1% dropout rate. So there's 4 pillars in our district, and they're PCBL, AVID, EdTech, and PLC. And we don't like using the word initiatives. That's something that we were really thankful to go to a professional development in Tucson and work with some other districts. And we kind of talked about the difference between an initiative and a commitment. Initiatives are kind of temporary, not necessarily long lasting. And so when we came back from that professional development setting, we decided to make commitment statements to our district's pillars. And so at Cibola High School, we're committed to providing a student-centered and competency-driven education. When it comes to ed tech, we understand that the future that our kids are going to be going into is going to require them to navigate this really information-rich world and society. So we want our kids to work, innovatively with these different technologies that are emerging. As far as AVID goes, we're committed to preparing our kids for college and career and community success. We want to foster a college-bound and going culture. And the foundation of all that, in order to be successful, is we need our teachers to work collaboratively together. So that way, if we foster a sense of togetherness and family at Cibola High School, we just hope that'll kind of bleed into the students, and they should feel that in their academic experiences. So a couple goals we have. We think that literacy is kind of the driver of all things education, and not just education, but your success after you're done with your education. We are promoting continuous learners and continuous personal and professional growth. However, in order to pursue those things, you got to be literate, right? And typically, when people think of literacy, they think of just reading and writing. But we've actually defined it as reading, writing, speaking, and reasoning. Because it's great if you can obtain all this information, but what good is knowledge if you can't transpire your thoughts, right, or articulate them to others? And in this information-rich world, we want our kids to be able to make decisions for themselves, be able to evaluate sources, and kind of be free thinkers in that regard. And then we're using AVID to help us facilitate that growth. And we've tried to make it as simple as possible, right? Just reading, writing, and having meaningful conversations in our classrooms. And so we're really, focusing on that togetherness and that school culture at Cibola this year. We've kind of created the mantra of the best PD is next door. We've really worked on getting our teachers out and about, learning from each other, observing classes. We've worked with our master schedule to enable our teachers to do that. And it's pretty neat. We actually sent a team from Cibola to the AVID National Conference a couple weeks ago, the week after Thanksgiving, where we gave a presentation at the national conference showing our systems that we created and put in place that enabled us to do that. Another key component of our campus is promoting student voice. And so every campus has a student council, right? And they're kind of the group that's responsible for the community building, the events taking place, and the actions that happen at your campus. But we actually have two more that kind of work, that coincide with them. The Student Senate and the Raider Athletic Council. So these are two more leadership committees that are led and driven by students because we want their input on how our campus is being run. So those are just some pictures of, you know, our teachers learning from one another. That's our group that went and presented, and the reason we chose that picture is because you can tell they're laughing and enjoying each other. I mean, this is, again, the culture we're trying to promote at Cibola. And then that's just a meeting, and it's neat to see, you know, kids at the head of our admin conference table when they're taking ownership of their campus. And then, again, coming back to the Raider pride, a lot of the times when we think of education, we just think of the academic classroom experience, right? But the reality is high school is much bigger than that. We want our kids to have a really holistic and well-rounded experience. You know, it's not a checklist. We want it to be just a great experience that fosters personal and professional growth, connections being made, memories created, because for us, that's what high school was. And so we just want to try to foster that growth and happiness so then when they leave us, they have the tools to go be successful. And, you know, with all that being said, we have a lot of great things going on. I'd really appreciate if any of you guys wanted to swing by and see those great things. I'd be more than happy to walk you around and show you. But that being said, if there's any questions, I'd be happy to take them. But that's what we got going on at Cibola.
Anybody have any questions?
I've talked to multiple teachers at your school and parents, and they really appreciate whatever cell phone policy you have in place. I just had to say that.
Yeah, thank you. Our teachers appreciate it too.
Yeah.
Well, I want to hear it. What is it?
So, you know, kids are not just kids. Like, I don't want to frame it in that either. But if you just go around in society right now, right, everyone's kind of glued to their phones, their heads are down, things like that. And we noticed that, you know, it was kind of becoming a distraction. And by notice, we don't mean just this year or last year, but just over the course of, you know, these kids grew up with technology, very different than us. And so this year we really wanted to just support our teachers and make sure that, you know, they're taking the time to create these engaging lessons, you know, which is really tough, right? Like, we live in a world where you're watching 5-second reels, 10-second videos, it's quick hitters, so attention spans have kind of diminished. So how can we capture an audience that lives that? So we've now asked our students we've created a standard operating procedure where when kids come in, phones go in backpacks go in a designated area of the classroom, and phones aren't out, right? So we've just kind of created this atmosphere where the technology that's being used in the classroom, they have it's accessible, but outside of that, we're trying to minimize distractions and, you know, let our teachers kind of be the facilitator of the learning. So.
Very well. Very interesting. Cool. Informative. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you. 3.3, first read of policies. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. No, sorry. Look at that. I'm trying to hurry up here. Look at that. I'm trying to. Sorry about that.
Hey, no problem. It's all good. Good evening, President Lara, Governing Board, Associate Superintendents. Thank you for the icebreaker there. I appreciate that. Clicker. Here we go. Welcome. My name is Mike Fritz. I'm the principal at Yuma High School. This is my 4th year at Yuma High School. Yuma High School, by the numbers, we have just under 1,100 students. Similar to the other schools, we have great graduation rates, excellent dropout rates. Our dropout prevention specialist, Brenda Smith, the counseling, and all of our teachers do a great job keeping our kids in school and getting them to graduation. We are 90% Hispanic at Yuma High School. We at Yuma High School, we are proud to tell everybody we're an award-winning PBIS school. We are actually the only high school in Arizona that's won awards the last 2 years. We're back-to-back PBIS champions. As you can see up there, PBIS is a research-based framework that has proven to provide a positive culture. So we've really been working on our culture, what our campus feels like, what it sounds like during the day, reducing problem behaviors and getting kids into the classroom so they're learning. I was giving a community member a tour probably about a month ago, and it was during class time. We were walking around looking at the different buildings and facilities and whatnot, and the community member said to me, "Where are all the kids? Where are all the students?" And I was really proud. It was a really proud moment for me. I was able to tell the community member, "Well, they're in the classroom learning today." So it was pretty cool. It seems like a small thing, but it's really important that our kids are in the classroom learning, doing those things that we want them to do. We're extremely proud of our environment. It helps both our students and our teachers be successful. It keeps the focus on learning, and we continue to do that. We provide supports, Tier 1, 2, and 3 supports for our students. Tier 1's for the entire school. We have a PBIS CRIM card program where students are recognized for positive behavior. So a teacher sees something cool, they're able to give the student a card recognizing their great behavior, and so on and so forth. Really excited about PBIS. We're continuing it. We went through an ADE program a few years ago. This is our first year not getting support through ADE, and we've just kept it going. We've got a great team in place. It's campus-wide, and we're really excited to continue with it. Like all of our schools, we're working hard to support our teachers with instruction. Every teacher getting them AVID trained through AVID modules on Monday early release time, going to Summer Institute, different things like that to help them work on their craft and be better every day. We have 13 AP courses that are taught at YHS. I'd like to note we added AP Stats, AP Environmental Science, AP 2D Art, and AP Art Drawing. They've all been added since 21-22. We have 8 CTE programs. I call them the Elite 8 CTE programs with dual credit. Nursing came on board in 21-22. Last year we had our first CNA graduating class. We had 100% of those students graduated from our CNA class last year with their CNA endorsement, and they also had a 100% pass rate on the TSA, their Technical Skills Assessment. Really excited about that program. Army JROTC is coming on board next year, so I'm gonna have to come up with a new acronym for 9 programs. But we're adding Army JROTC next year, and we're really excited about that. It's gonna be an amazing program. Army JROTC is gonna be a game changer for our campus, just like you've seen on COFA's campus. It's gonna teach students leadership, dedication, those important life skills that they're gonna be able to take with them no matter where they go. A couple other things I want to note about CTE. Last year, our FBLA had 6 national qualifiers. Our FBLA chapter was also recognized as a platinum chapter, which is the highest recognition that they can get. They also had an Arizona State FBLA president last year. Also want to note, in 2022, we were recognized as a model of excellence school. Only 24 schools in the country were recognized every year by Skills USA, so we're an elite program with CTE, and yeah, that's proven through getting the highest awards. Criminals read. We have the highest book circulation in the district. We're really excited about our library. The library is one of our students' favorite places to go. Whenever you go to the library, before school, lunchtime, after school, it's always packed with students. Our librarian, Mrs. Zakshevsky, does a great job promoting the library. She always has reading challenges. You can see up there on the presentation where it says food books you'll want to gobble up. She always has fun phrases, fun sayings, and makes the library a really enjoyable place to be. We upgraded our furniture there, I think 2 years ago now. Amazing seating. It's a really cool place to be, and really Mrs. Zakshevsky does a great job. Last year, as you can see on the bar graph, we had over 10,000 books checked out, which personally I think is astonishing. That's a lot of books to check out, and she does it really by herself, working super hard. So we really appreciate her, and we appreciate our criminals that are reading. Lastly, I want to recognize some of our teachers and spotlight some of our teachers and the great work they're doing with students. First, we have Mr. Wilcox, who graduated from Gila Ridge. He's our band teacher. He's been working hard every year with our band, our marching band. This year, they scored the highest they've scored in over 5 years with our band. The biggest thing for him is he's promoted the program. Our numbers in that program are rising, He's providing our students with a lot of musical opportunities. We're really excited for him. Mrs. Van Horn, who is an Antelope graduate, is doing some great work. We were able to add our 2 AP art programs because of all the interest that she's provided. It's always great to go into the AP art or any of the art classes and see what the students are working. They're always busy. They're always working together, working on projects. She's working hard with PCBL. She's on our PCBL team, working with standards-based grading, trackers, and goal setting with our students, which is fantastic. Next, we have Hillary Brown, who is one of our English teachers. She's also one of our instructional leaders. We have a great instructional leader team, helping all of our teachers, supporting our teachers with instruction. She brings the magic every day with wonderful Avid strategies. The kids know every day what they're going to be doing with blended learning. She has it up on the top of her board. Every day they know what they're going to be doing, and it's always blended learning strategies, which are amazing. Mrs. Marcanato, continues to build our agriculture program, doing a great job with our ag program, building leaders, instilling confidence in our students, and also providing some opportunities they might not otherwise have. We're extremely proud of her and the work that she's done, supporting our students and helping our students. Also a Gila Ridge graduate is Mrs. Marcanato. Last but not least, we have Ernesto Mendoza, which is also one of our instructional leaders, who also is a Yuma High graduate. We're very proud of him. He's one of our math teachers, working hard on Avid. He's I would consider one of the leaders in probably the state of Arizona with PCBL, standards-based grading, all those things, working with students, even moving students way past where we thought they might have gotten with their math skills, moving them a full year, maybe sometimes past the current standards. So he's doing a great job with his teaching. We're extremely proud of all of our students and staff at Yuma High. Thank you, and go Criminals.
Thank you. Can you, your first slide, I missed a little bit of information, the very first, way back at the beginning there.
Right there?
Right, it's not, okay. Minority, so it's 90% Hispanic.
Correct.
That's big.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot. Okay, I missed that. Thank you. Great job.
All right,
Thank you very
everybody.
much. Thank you. Okay, now we'll move on. 3.3, read the first read of policies. So Mr. Brienz is not here. Mr. Lambert?
Yes, sir. Good evening. To just be real brief, the first read of policies. The first one that is brought to you was from the Policy Service Advisory Volume 35, number 3 from September 23. And that one was BCB, the Board Member Conflict of Interest. And then the next one is GDO, which is a district revision, evaluation to the support staff member. And that one is just policies being revised for clarification for the purposes of whom an initial evaluation should be on and by when. Those are the two policies. Just a clarification for the GDO, that one we just actually needed to clarify when individuals who were new hires is the only policy entry that we made in for that policy.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? Board Member Craddock or Gonzalez? Anything? You're looking?
I'm good.
Okay, we're good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We have one? Okay, thank you. Item 4, call to the public. Any person wishing to speak may present the information at this time only. All presentations are limited to a maximum of 3 minutes and a maximum of 15 minutes on each subject. Before you begin to speak, identify yourself by clearly stating for the record your name. Comments by the governing board in response to any public comment will be limited to asking staff to review the matter or requesting rescheduling of the matter for further consideration at a later date. And we have Leonard, I want to make sure I pronounce your last name correctly. Manos, very well. Yes, sir.
Good evening, board members. I'm here to follow up on last month's meeting in regards to keeping gender-specific bathrooms, locker rooms, and showers. The board voted to table this matter until the Supreme Court makes a ruling. We all know that that can take years to happen, leaving problems going on in our schools and unanswered until then. The actions of this board is showing all of us that you don't really care or have any intentions of protecting our kids in the bathrooms, locker rooms, and showers for this gender identity issue that's plaguing our country currently. Allowing opposite sexes to be mixed in these private areas. I'll remind you that Title IX executive order is on pause until litigation in Arizona and 20 other states. The Supreme Court is holding that hostage currently, but I'd also like to bring to your attention Arizona and 20 other states. Also, the court case Adams versus School Board of St. John's. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit held that public schools policy requiring a gender student to use a single stall, sex-neutral bathroom was legal. This also applies to non-binary and those that identify. Through Arizona in the 9th Circuit, this case does set precedents in this matter. This is the perfect time for Yuma, Arizona to take their stand in this position and make a policy on this, keeping bathrooms, locker rooms, and shower rooms gender specific. You and your superintendent say the safety is the #1 priority of our kids, but your actions speak and say otherwise. Failure to even allow discussion of this subject is serious and proves that you're not really caring about what the parents in this community think. It seems to me you may have your supervisor's safety and protection only in mind, protecting you from lawsuits from special interest groups. I stand here today representing over 700 people who have signed a petition in Yuma County in this school district, and our community signed my petition, many which have voted many who have voted you into your position. I'd like you to keep that in mind. That want that conversation. We want you board members to put the subject of the bathroom issue back on the agenda as an action item and hold a public hearing where the community and us parents have the opportunity to tell our stories and express concerns and recommendations. I'd just like you all to keep in mind that your positions were voted on by these 700 people who put you all in the seats that you're sitting in. And so we as parents and as community members, as business owners, as people who participate heavily within the community of Yuma in general, would like this item tabled. I'm sorry, not tabled. We would like it open for discussion where parents can come in this room right here and address those concerns, and we can see that this is handled in a professional and proper manner, benefiting the county of Yuma and the school district within that, protecting all of our kids who we have in these schools.
Thank you, sir. Your comments are noted. Thank you. Anybody else from the public? No. Very well. We now have the action items. I'm sorry. Consent agenda. So on the consent agenda, on the routine personnel, we need to pull number 71. So do we have a motion to accept the consent agenda without number 71?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda as stated, with the exception to pull out item 71. Are we going to discuss on it or
No, it's going to be pulled.
discussion?
No, we're going to pull it.
Okay.
It's pulling it. We have a motion by Mr. Gonzalez. And second by Board Member Craddock. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Very well, consent agenda is taken care of. 6 action items, which is donations, consideration to accept donations. We have a long list here, which is always good. And always have a scratchy throat, but we'll do it. Cibola High School. Lady Raider Boosters donated new uniforms for home and away games to Cibola High School girls varsity basketball. The estimated value of this donation is $3,100. Education Foundation of Yuma donated $1,150 to Juanica Flores Resource Class, Cebolla High School. Donors chose to donate toner to room 100 at Cebolla High School. The estimated value of this donation is $195. Gila Ridge High School. Brooklyn Merchant donated concessions items to Gila Ridge High School class of 2027 to be used for fundraising. The estimated value of this donation is $75. Nadia Santos donated 2 Lenovo Chromebooks to Gila Ridge High School CTE IT Essentials class. The estimated value of this donation is $300. Hawks Boys Soccer Booster donated $569 to Gila Ridge School Boys Soccer Program to be used for travel, meals, and entertainment. Hawks Boys Basketball Booster Club donated $3,000 to Gila Ridge School Boys Basketball Program to be used for tournament travel. An anonymous donor donated uniforms to Cebolla High School Girls Soccer. The estimated value of this donation is $6,000. Kofa High School Marcus Wachowski, I think I pronounced that correctly, donated baseball helmets to Kofa High School baseball team, valued at $2,774.10. Donors chose to donate gardening tools and supplies to Kofa High School, ESS Science and Life Skills class. The value of this donation is $1,807.39. Lee Worthen donated $500 worth of polo t-shirts to Kofa High School Education Professions Program. Yuma Kennel Club donated $1,050 to Kofa High School Culinary. San Luis High School Nutrient Ag Solutions donated fertilizer to San Luis High School valued at $1,699.50. Somerton High School Francisco Ibarra donated 2 sets of golf clubs, 2 golf bags, and 17 clubs to Somerton High School golf teams. Estimated value of this donation is $500. Somerton Education, Inc. donated $5,825 worth of uniforms to various Somerton High School programs as listed below. Excuse me. 30 sets of boys basketball uniforms, 50 sets of boys soccer uniforms, 30 sets of girls basketball uniforms, and 50 sets of girls soccer uniforms. Nutrient Ag Solutions donated fertilizer to Somerton High School, valued at $400. Vista High School, Brenda Wright donated snacks to Vista High School to be used for their reward daily activity. The estimated value of this donation is $35. Christine Martin donated craft supplies to Vista High School Garden Club to make holiday decorations to be used for fundraising. The estimated value of this donation is $100. Yuma High School, Virginia Legros donated t-shirts to the Mastery of the Arts program at Yuma High School. The estimated value of this donation is $500. Mary Lou Fulton donated button-down shirts to the Mastery of the Arts program at Yuma High School. The estimated value of this donation is $250. Firehouse Printing Company donated embroidery service to Mastery of the Arts program at Yuma High School. Estimated value of this donation is $150. Education Foundation of Yuma County donated $1,000 to Mario Martinez AP Physics class at Yuma High School. Donors chose to donate snacks to Yuma High School Academic Decathlon class. This donation is valued at $632.03. And Yuma High School, Union High School, Boy Scout Troop number 8051 donated 24 tourniquets to Yuma High School District to be used to staff certification training. The estimated value of this donation is $650. And a big thank you. There's always a nice chunk of change that we're always getting, which is nice. It used to be 1 sheet, now it's 2 sheets, so it's a lot of money. So thank you to everybody on the list here. And it's recommended that the board accept these donations, so we'll look at a motion to accept the donations.
I move to accept the donations.
Motion by Board Member Craddock to accept the donation, and second by Board Member Gonzalez. All in favor
Before we go
signify.
to vote, I have a question
Oh, I'm sorry,
to
go ahead. Yes.
Diane.
Yes, go ahead.
Diane, on the donation part, I know there's paperwork involved, right?
Correct.
What about if the person wants to donate $5,000 to the Somerton soccer team, and I want to remain anonymous?
You're able to do that. We for public purposes, we would say an anonymous donor. We have to know who it is. In the finance office, we have to keep those records for audit purposes, but it's kept confidential.
And as you're gonna do the paperwork?
You do. Well, you have to do the paperwork that goes to this process is anonymous, but only a few people in the finance office would truly know who the donor was. And we have to know that for audit purposes. If an auditor comes in, pulls that item, we have to say where we got that particular item or that money
To,
to be able to trail, for a paper trail for that. But we do honor that and keep that confidential in our department.
because I've been asked that question, and I'm like, I need to ask.
I
the
mean, I
right
could tell
person.
you, even our superintendents, they don't know who those people are. It doesn't go that far. It literally is a couple of people in our department,
And I also have
and
people,
probably the campus.
I'm sorry, and I also have people ask, the people who want to donate stuff, like Francisco Ibarra donated 2 sets of golf clubs. It's like, they say like, I want to donate stuff, but why would I go through the paperwork? You know, so I say, better not do it. And I'm like,
To
it's a
be clear, the
process.
paperwork is administrative at the schools, not to the person making the donation.
Right, right.
And there are people that don't like that it comes publicly, but we are required to do that so that we can show where we received assets and where we got them from. So
And I'm
that's why,
glad we
and
get
we
a
want to
lot of-
thank people for being generous and supporting our students.
Just like Ms. Lara mentioned, it's, people are very generous, and I like that, so it's nice.
Absolutely. But it is on the administrative side, the paperwork is on our side as our staff, not the actual person
Correct.
making the donation.
Okay, so editors.
Interesting, so it's only just a few people that know when it's anonymous.
Correct. And the only people that know would be Neil, who deals directly with the auditors, and generally myself as well, and my admin assistant as well. So 3 people.
And that's it?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Interesting.
And we have to have multiple people. What if, something happens and I'm gone or Neil's gone and we have auditors? We have to have somebody there that can speak to it.
Gotcha, interesting. All right, very well. Now we'll proceed to vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay. They are accepted, thank you. 6.2, consideration to appoint a new Board of Trustee to the Employee Benefit Trust Board. Go ahead, let us know.
All
What do you
right,
have?
so as always, we're very appreciative to the people that volunteer and donate their time to our district. And one of the ways that we have 5 people that serve on our insurance trust board, which is our health insurance for our district. We're self-insured. And so we've had a community member, Rochelle Mohammed, who has served for several years on our insurance board. She has had to, because of conflict of timing and things like that, of when we meet, she's had to step away from that role. And so she's resigned from that. And so we now have Dr. Salvador Alonso, who has agreed to now join our insurance trust board. And so in order for that to happen, we have to bring that to our governing board to approve that, so he can start at the next meeting.
Very well. So with all that said, do we have a motion to accept the new appointment to the trustee board?
I move that the governing board appoint Dr. Salvador Alonso to the Yuma Union High School District Employee Benefit Trust Board of Trustees.
Very well, we have a motion by Board Member Craddock,
Second.
second by Board Member Gonzalez. Any other questions or comments? None? Very well. Then let's proceed to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, it is approved. 6.3, consideration to approve the revised 2023-24 employee handbook. Mr. Lampert, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Good evening again. So if the board recalls, we brought the employee handbook a few months ago. After looking at a few things and vetting a few things through our legal counsel, we're asking the board to consider these changes. Under page 19, what we're adding is the responsibility of the employee to maintain compliance, actively maintain and update and manage all relevant certification and fingerprint clearance necessary for their roles, and to do so staying informed about the expiration dates and completing the required training and recertification process in a timely manner, and ensuring all documentation is current and accurate. The proactive approach is essential to compliance and security of the overall effectiveness of our district operations. That is under page 19. In addition, we're also adding a clause for job abandonment that the Yuma Union High School District Number 70 expects employees to report to work on time For every scheduled shift, and an employee who is unable to do so the designated time is required to notify their immediate supervisor as soon as practical, but no later than the employee's scheduled start time in accordance with general leave policy. Employees who fail to report to work for 3 consecutive business days without notifying their supervisor of the absence will be considered having voluntarily resigned as a result of job abandonment. And then finally is the acknowledgement of the employee handbook is something that we're adding now. But this part will not be, the acknowledgement will not be actually sent out to the employees until July, when we actually send the entire employee handbook again for next school year to the employees. And that's just basically an acknowledgement that they're reading and understanding the information in the handbook.
Okay, very interesting. Okay, and let's see. So do we have a motion to approve the handbook, 2023-24 handbook?
I move that the governing board approve the revised 23-24 Union High School Employee Handbook.
Okay, we have a motion by Board Member Craddock,
I second.
second Board Member Gonzalez. Any questions, comments, anything else? No? Then we'll,
Say that it's a good idea to, I'm sorry,
go ahead, yes.
to send it June, July, instead of now, because nobody's gonna read it.
Absolutely.
They're so busy doing other stuff, but that's a good move.
Correct. Very well, thank you. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, thank you. Motion passes. Thank you very much. And then 6.4. You can stay up there.
Yes, sir.
Consideration to approve the revised employee compensation packet. Okay.
Yes, sir. And this is just the change for the minimum wage. So any job that was at the old minimum wage of $13.85, as of January 1, will be going to $14.35 with the increase that the state of Arizona, and those are the changes that we made to the compensation packet.
Okay, very well. Do we have a motion to approve the revised employee compensation packet?
So,
Motion by Board Member Gonzalez, second Board Member Craddock. Any questions or comments? I have a quick question here.
Yes, sir.
Every time there's an increase in a minimum wage, it has to go through the board? It has to be approved in this manner?
Yes, sir. That is my understanding. So this would be something that will come to the board pretty much every December.
Every December?
Yes, sir. Or as soon as we know to make it effective January 1. Yes, sir.
Okay, correct. Okay,
Just
thank
for,
you.
just for clarification, this document is what gives us authorization in payroll to pay those rates. And so even though it's federal or state law, we still need this document to match federal or state law, so that that's our authority to be able to make
Okay.
those changes, and the board has to approve what we pay our employees.
Correct. So that's what I mean. So it's automatic that we have to go through this procedure every time there's a increase in the minimum wage. Got it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Until we can raise our classified salary schedule to be higher than minimum wage. That's the plan.
Okay. I see where you're going.
Stay tuned.
Thank you. We will. All right, thank you. Very well. Do we have a motion on that already? Yes, we did. Okay. We'll proceed to vote. All in favor say aye.
aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Motion passes. I said aye, by the way.
Thank you.
6.5, consideration to approve the budget revision 23-24. Diane Cordery. Or do we have Miss?
So you've already heard in our public hearing, you've heard all of those changes. Now would be the opportunity for you to vote on that.
Now's the time to vote on this. Okay. So is there a motion to approve the budget revised 23-24?
Make a motion to recommend the governing board to approve the budget for revision for 2023, 2024.
Very well. Motion by Board Member Gonzalez. And second by Board Member Craddock. Anybody have any questions? No? Comments? Now we'll proceed to vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes. 6.6, consideration to approve the P.O. Box for San Luis High School and a P.O. Box for Somerton High School. Is there a motion? Motion by Board Member Craddock
I second that.
and a second by Board Member Gonzalez. Any questions, comments?
Derek, why are we changing the PO box?
I was about to ask that, yeah. I was about to ask that.
It's a
You're-
great question.
It's your chance to shine, Mr.
So what I can tell you is that, as you can see in the agenda, is the Arizona Department of Education requires the school board to approve a PO box. And with Somerton opening up, obviously we're gonna approve a PO box. It was discovered that San Luis did not have an approved PO box, which is why San Luis is also on the agenda. That's what I can tell you.
What about the other high schools?
They have already been approved, yeah. Otherwise,
Hold on, they don't have PO boxes.
Yes.
We're only required in Somerton and San Luis to have PO boxes. The other, we have mail delivered
Yeah.
at all of our other schools. So we're not required to do that, which is why we weren't aware of this requirement. And now we're going to be in
Right.
compliance, hopefully, with your vote.
Everywhere else they have home delivery. or
I
business
stand
delivery.
corrected.
So,
I've just been wondering why San Luis didn't get their mail for the last 5 years.
well, I was about to ask you that. Where was it going, or where was it? What PO box did they have, or how were they doing it?
We had a PO box and they were getting their mail. We'll just leave it at that.
We just want to prove. Okay, got it. Very well. Now we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Motion passes, and Somerton and San Luis have PO boxes now. 6.7, consideration to approve the marquee donated to Somerton High School by AEA Credit Union. Is there a motion? Yep. We have a motion by Board Member Craig, and I'm going to second this one. I haven't seconded anything, so I'll second this motion. Do we have any questions or comments?
I mean, this is great, and, you know, I just wish that someone from AA would have been here to be recognized. You know, I don't know if they were invited to do so, but, I mean, it's almost $80,000 marquee. You're lucky, Mr. Lucky.
We can
I
absolutely
mean, the whole
invite them.
community is lucky, huh?
We absolutely could invite them. What we want to do first of all is get it installed. Get it installed, get it in place. And then we can absolutely invite them for appreciation of this because it is such a large dollar item. That's why it's a separate item aside from the other donations. The other reason is they wanted to be very clear. You do have a picture of it, I believe, also. They just wanted to make sure that they had assurances from the board that AEA would be the only advertiser put on there since they're paying for it, that we wouldn't go and add anything else in addition to that, which seems very reasonable to do that.
Yes.
Yes. I'm not really sure about
We
that.
have always just one bank. We have always
But they are being very generous to do that, and this has been in the works with Mr. Arvizo with them for quite a while, and so we wanted to give them that assurance, and that's why it's separate.
Because you mentioned, and I did read at in the report that they are the only ones that, because they're donating it, makes sense to have their name in there as just by themselves. So for the recommendation, it doesn't state that. Is there any way we can add to it, to that it's
You can
be approved?
absolutely add to the recommendation. They have been given a copy of the paperwork that you had mentioned earlier from the campuses. We've sent that to them for their approval, which is the documentation that makes it all legal outside of this vote. And so they have approved that as well, and we'll have the minutes from this meeting also approving that and with the discussion. So feel free absolutely to add that to there. I'm sure they would appreciate that, but that was the purpose of having it
we
as
already
a
make
sole.
motion? So I think that they already stated that they make a donation, you know, with the, you know, they let us know that they wanted to have their only name in there. So I think it's already been mentioned, so I think we're good.
Yes, yes.
Okay, we ready to vote? Okay, we'll
Yes.
proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion carries. And now is the fun part, 6.8, call for an executive session. If you folks want to stick around and stick around, you're welcome to do so. If not, we're going to go into executive session. Is there a motion?
So move.
Motion by Mr. Gonzalez, second by Board Member Craddock to go into executive session.
Merry Christmas, I just want to let you know that my birthday is December 24th. So,
Is that part of the motion, Mr. Gonzalez? or-
no, it is true, but I'm just joking around.
Very well. And if we don't see you, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody and your families. Thank you. Okay, are we ready? Very well. 6.9, consideration to approve the amendment to the superintendent contract for performance pay.
I make a motion to approve the superintendent's professional, to approve the amendment to the superintendent's contract for performance pay.
Very well, motion by Mr. Gonzalez,
Second.
second Board Member Craddock. Any questions, comments? We'll proceed to vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes, and it's been amended. 7, other, next meeting of the board regular, Wednesday, January 10th, 2024, 5:15, at the Professional Services Building at Yuma High School, 3150B South Avenue A, Yuma, Arizona. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Motion to adjourn. I'll second. Everybody signify by saying aye. Aye. Meeting adjourned. Let's roll.